I am Laura Migas. I am a dance teacher and I am teaching at Ravenswood Elementary in Chicago Public Schools.
My name is Haydee Lopez. I work at Thomas Kelly College Prep and I teach the visual arts. I was that kid who was painfully shy. I was that kid who really had a lot of self-doubt and I really didn't think I was very good at anything. And then when I realized that I had art and I was good at it, other people started noticing, other people started creating those conversations with me. It made me realize that I had something to offer and also that I was pretty good at everything else. I wasn't giving myself enough credit within my other classes, math particularly. I was terrible at it. But then I realized I was applying these skills in the arts. And so it gave me a bit of a positive view of myself that I hadn't had before.
Arts gives students place one for, I think, someone to be more of themselves, to cope with what's going on, and I can sort of lose myself in making art or playing art, music, etc. like that, giving a chance to be creative and to play. And I think we've lost so much time for play in education in general, and yet there's so much learning that happens there. So when I get to play with the medium or play with different ways of moving, that there's a real importance in that, and that arts, so many of the arts classes and the day-to-day stuff, there is at least, one or two moments or activities, sometimes the whole class depending on the structure, where students get to play.
Arts really add a lot to that core curriculum because the kids little by little realize, hey, I can apply math to this. There's a bit of English language in this. There's a lot of history, and there's even sciences in it. And so I think that builds up also within their all the whole cultural context, their lives. They look at all of that, and they can really realize that I've made so many connections to everything else. And I think a lot of people really are dismissive of it and don't really realize it. And it really adds so much for them to flourish within the curriculum all around. It opens these worlds for them that they didn't really know existed. For instance, they can build, they realize that they have these connections to certain artists, especially cultural. And I think a lot of that the kids miss. They'll associate one artist with, oh yeah, that artist, but then you throw them these other ones and they're like, oh hey, I have something in common. Oh, I recognize what they're doing. And so it shows them that they're not the only ones and that they're not so isolated, and some other people understand and see and have experiences that they have had. And so it helps broaden their horizons. It's kind of cheesy to say that sometimes, but I think it really does. I've seen so many kids come out of their shell just because of that.
Because of arts eds, kids get to explore more about who they are and what their own interests are and they get to have more access to what the world has in terms of arts education. If it's not in the schools, it can be very difficult for kids to experience that there are true financial and opportunity blocks to everyone having equitable access to the arts. And so arts education, specifically within public education, is an act of equity and giving students all the experience to decide who they might want to be and where they might want to go because they've gotten the same array of experience that other people, if it's not in the schools, can pay for.